Good morning. It's so good to be back. Thank you. I'm happy to be back on the Thursday Zoom. Let me share my screen with everyone. So, yes, as mentioned, we are talking about John James Audubon. He was a French American self trained artist, naturalist, and ornithologist. And for half a century, he was the young country's dominant wildlife artist. Born in what is now Haiti, Audubon was raised in France and came to America when he was 18 to avoid conscription in Napoleon's army. Audubon always had an interest in wildlife and birds, and upon his arrival to the US in 1803, he sought out to study local birds, even conducting one of the first bird banding experiments by tying strings around the legs of eastern phoebes. Today, we'll be looking at watercolors from his book Birds of America, printed between 1827 and 1838. The ruffed grouse is a medium-sized non-migratory grouse occurring in the forests from the Appalachian Mountains all across Canada and even to Alaska. It is the most widely distributed game bird in North America. And we can see Audubon's artistic inclinations by portraying these grouse feeding on berries on the forest floor. On the left is a wild turkey, looking a bit thinner than what we're used to seeing on our Thanksgiving table. This bird here is a hen. We can tell because of the lack of gobbler. And on the right are mourning doves. Mourning doves are monogamous, and both birds incubate and care for their young. Each pair raises usually 2 young each brood, and their sturdy population is due to prolific breeding, where each pair can raise up to 6 broods per year. This is kind of a funny looking bird. This is an American coot, also known as a mud hen. They're often mistaken for ducks, but they're distantly related to ducks as they belong to a different order, which is slightly closer to chickens. The American coot is mainly found in the Pacific and southwestern US and Mexico, with migratory patterns to the northeastern in the summer. Here we have some feisty pied-billed dobchicks. They're described as small, chunky swimming birds with compact bodies and slender necks. They have relatively large, blocky heads, short, thick bills, and have virtually no tail. They're often found on ponds, streams, and marshes, and here we can see Audubon infusing some personality into these 2 birds. The barnacle goose is a species of goose that belongs to the genus Branta of black geese, which contains species with largely black plumage, distinguishing them from the gray answer species of geese. And the barnacle goose was formerly believed to spawn from the goose barnacle. The barnacle myth can be dated back to the 12th century, when Gerald of Wales claimed to have seen these birds emerging from the barnacle's shells. The legend persisted until the end of the 18th century, and in County Kerry, Ireland, until relatively recently, Catholics abstaining from meat during Lent could still eat this bird because it was considered fish. Fun little fact. This slide is a really great example of the vast difference in traits that birds can develop. On the left is the American flamingo, native to the West Indies and Yucatan Peninsula. Its pink color, of course, develops over time from its diet of small shrimp. And in this case, the flamingo is not only known for its bright color, but also its craning long neck. On the right is a bird famous for its bill. The American white pelican is a water bird with broad wings and a massive yellow bill. Both birds here have unique bills and beaks, both have long necks, both have bright colors, but we can see how vastly different they are. American swifts are known by their name for good reason. These swallows are speedy creatures with rapid movements and agility. They're also very adaptive, having given up their more vulnerable nests in trees in exchange for nest building in more uncommon spaces like chimneys in the summer when they're not in use. The American sparrowhawk, on the other hand, is a predator. Also known as the American kestrel, these are the smallest and most common falcon in North America. This painting was created in summer, and the reason we know that is because the guillemot is only black in the summer. In the Northeast, this bird may be seen swimming and diving around rocky shorelines, and this bird becomes mostly frosty white in the winter. We'll end with a more visceral piece by Audubon, highlighting the scavengers of the wilderness. The black vulture is found in the southern US, all the way down to the tip of South America. These vultures are fiercely loyal and make up for their lack of smell by following turkey vultures to the sites of fresh prey. These beautiful paintings were originally hand engraved on metal plates and really served as the archetype for wildlife illustration. They were accompanied by writings by Audubon, sometimes addressing the bird directly and personally in his essays. The image seen here is the French countryside chateau that he grew up on before moving to America. Thanks, everyone.